Good morning, Professor, and hello, classmates. Today we'll be discussing our case study on enhancing file management as part of digital transformation. This presentation focuses on comparing Microsoft SharePoint and Google Drive and their roles in addressing the challenges of file organizations, storage, and sharing. Before we go any further, let us first take a look at this video. The rise of remote work has made effective file management more critical than ever. Organizations face challenges in balancing collaboration, security, and efficiency in digital workplaces. The case study explores two popular tools, namely Microsoft SharePoint and Google Drive, analyzing how they meet modern operational needs will also be examined in their effectiveness in addressing specific challenges faced by SwiftMoney, a remote first organization. Next slide, please. Presenting to you, Team Yellow, we have Chisholm, Latoya, Marianne, Conra, Maria Corazon, and Maria Carolina. Next slide. Our agenda for this presentation will be giving you the introduction, background, evaluation, solutions, recommendation, and of course, conclusion. Next slide. Navigating file management in the digital era. The context of this presentation. The rise of remote work has amplified the importance of effective file management. Organizations' needs and requirements on what specific tools that will help them balance and collaborate security and efficiency. The focus of this presentation also highlights comparison of Microsoft SharePoint and Google Drive as solutions for modern workplaces, exploring the role in addressing operational challenges for SwiftMoney. Next slide, please. The main features presenting to you here for Microsoft SharePoint, we have, it is a robust platform designed for organization with complex workflows. Its standout features include, number one, real-time co-authoring, advanced automation, and granular access control that protects sensitive information. In addition, its seamless integration with Microsoft 365 tools enhances effectivity and productivity. SharePoint also supports compliance with the regulations like GDPR or General Data Protection Regulation. It is a law that sets guidelines for how companies can collect information and process personal data that makes Microsoft SharePoint an ideal business partner that prioritizes security, scalability, and workflow optimization. Next slide. Now, for Google Drive, on the other hand, this offers simpler, more user-friendly, and it's a simplified solution. It provides intuitive navigation, ample storage, and cost-effective plans, making it an excellent choice for smaller organizations. While it may lack the advanced customization of SharePoint, Google Drive excels in basic collaborations and file storage. Its accessibility makes it particularly appealing to teams with minimal complexity requirements. Next slide. Now for the focus of this study. Our case study for SwiftMoney's journey in digital transformation. The organization faced the challenges of transitioning to a fully remote work model while ensuring operational efficiency. After evaluating both tools, SharePoint emerged as the preferred solution due to its advanced features such as version control, metadata tagging, and automation. These capabilities addresses SwiftMoney's needs for secure, scalability, and efficient HR operations. Next slide. Okay, here for our next presenter, I'll give it to you to Maria Carolina.
Okay, thank you, Marco. Okay, I'm going to go speak about the background that just to get just on point of this presentation. The next slide, please. Okay, so now the digital transformation is not considered a luxury in any organization. Now the digital transformation represents an evolution in which companies leverage technology to optimize operation, better meet customer needs, and deliver enhanced experience. So that's why many organizations across the world raise that they have like a 36% higher probability compared with the peers using the digital transformation. So all the tools that Marco mentions, that Microsoft or Google, they make integration of modern technologies into the business landscape, promoting the digitalizations of business models. After the COVID-19 pandemic, approximately the 85% of the small and medium-sized enterprise, they accelerate all the sales that they have because the introduction of the digital transformation. All the business grow by improving visibility, boosting productivity, and improving decision-making process. One of an example of big company is Adobe. This company was founded in 1982 to create tools for editing images and files. But during the 2008 economic crisis, Adobe took a bold step to transition to a subscriptions-based license model, transforming all the company itself. Also, they invested in the employee-centered work cultures strategy, offering workplace benefits and data-driven operating models. So the benefits that they have with the digital transformation in Adobe makes the company that they are now. The next slide, please. So one of the benefits of the to have the digital transformation in our companies, the first one is the operational efficiency that we have. We have an enhanced customer experience, personalized seamless tools help exceed the customer expectations. Also, we have the data-driven decision making. We can have agility and continuous improvement. We can have also real-time collaborations, making, for example, tools for simultaneous file sharing between employees. Also, we can have cost reductions, minimizing the manual errors and optimizing resource and lower operational cost. Also, we can have a strong cybersecurity and operational flexibility, and accelerate time to market. For our case, for our company, the main point to have a digital transformation is the remote operations, because we are a company that we are across the globe. So we need that all our digitals, our tools, they're digitals to have the same information at the same time. So that's why in this case, we are going to evaluate some aspects that maybe Microsoft or Google have to make a decision for our company. So one of these tools that we are going to evaluate, there are the legal regulations, the cloud-based files management, the storage capabilities, the privacy controls, the information access and security, the task automation, the tool integrations, how to we can have a platform that are friendly for us, and also the cost efficiency. So now I'm going to pass to my partner Marianne to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Maria. So in the evaluation portion of this, I'll be highlighting how SharePoint serves as a strategic tool for Swift HR's remote team, and how SwiftMoney transitioning to fully remote model, efficient file management has become critical. SharePoint provides a centralized platform for organizing, storing, sharing files securely. It's a tool that is more than just a repository, because it's designed to foster collaboration, to enhance compliance, while also adapting to the dynamic needs of a remote workplace. SharePoint doesn't just meet our current organizational demand, it also offers a scalable and robust security feature that helps prepare us for the future. Next slide, please. So let's delve into the benefits of SharePoint as a centralized document repository with advanced sharing and version control features. Because we can all collaborate easily, and also SharePoint has the inbuilt version control feature, it enables our HR teams to work on documents together without worrying about duplication and version issues. Also, being a centralized document management system, it has features such as metadata tagging and retrieving critical files like contracts and compliance docs is more quick and efficient, because as time goes on, our team has built quite a large document repository. So now with this feature to be able to search, it makes our work more efficient, and also having the last document version control makes audit trail very easy. Finally, the security of SharePoint is a major strength. Because of the robust encryption that SharePoint deploys, role-based permissions, it has the feature that enables you give specific assignment or role-based access control that enables the file to be there, but not everyone can access it. So this makes our organization FOIP compliant. It complies with GDPR as mentioned earlier, and then our organization remains secure. So to wrap up, I'll say it's not just efficient, it is scalable, and those automation features such as workflow management makes it easy for us to handle our performance reviews, document approval, allowing our team to focus on more strategic goals. And it's also user-friendly, and it ensures quick adoption by team members, reducing the learning curve and making our transitions seamless. So I'll hand over to my colleague, Conrad, for the next one.
Yeah, so thank you. So to really take a deep dive into how the two solutions compare to each other, really going head to head SharePoint against Google Drive, comparing all of its individual features. So both platforms work on PCs, Mac, and mobile. However, SharePoint Online is really designed to work with Windows PCs. So that's something that the company has to take into account when they're deciding which platform to go with. And because our HR SwiftMoney already had Windows PCs, SharePoint was more compatible than it would be, for example, if we were using Chromebook or Android devices. We also need to take into account the current software in use, where SharePoint is actually part of the Microsoft Office 365 suite, integrates most efficiently with that software, whereas Google Workspace works better if you're using, Google Drive works better if you're using Google Workspace, so things like Google Docs or Google Sheets. In terms of file organization, SharePoint does allow a much more robust and highly customizable option. For some companies, that can be too much complexity. So if small businesses who are really just looking for simple files and folders might prefer something like Google Drive. But for our organization, we really did have more complex customization and complex organization needs, which is where SharePoint really shines. In terms of user friendliness, alongside its simple file and folder structure, that does make Google Drive more user friendly, especially for those who might not be as comfortable with technology or if you're already familiar with Google Workspace. However, for our company, even though we might need some training for our staff to really fully use SharePoint to all of its advantages, we really did feel that the benefits of being able to strictly control and build and customize were of benefit to us. And in addition, our users are familiar already with the Microsoft suite of apps using Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, for example. So there's already some familiarity there. In terms of cost, if an organization already has Microsoft 365, SharePoint is included with that, so there isn't an extra cost. Although if you're not, you can use SharePoint on its own for between $6 and $12.50 per user per month, depending on the features you've chosen. For Google Drive, again, with its leaning towards small businesses, it's actually free if you are using individual accounts, using less than 15 gigabytes per user. But if you are using it at a business scale, somewhere between $7 and $23 per user per month, depending on the space and features you need. Also, in terms of space, Google Drive actually has a larger space capacity than SharePoint does, offering up to 5 terabytes per user compared to 1 terabyte per user for SharePoint. But this can be compared to an all-you-can-eat restaurant. So most people will only need 1 terabyte of space. So offering 5 is like offering 10 plates of food. You really only need 1 or 2, regardless of how many are available to you. So although there is more space offered for Google Drive, it's usually excessive for the average user. In terms of scalability, SharePoint Online can be scaled, as my colleagues have mentioned, all the way from small businesses to very, very large businesses, where Google Drive is a little bit better for the small to medium business level. In terms of security, SharePoint Online leverages Microsoft licensing and Azure Active Directory features, so really does have more robust access control compared to Google Drive. In addition, there has been some concern over Google's privacy policies in terms of sharing data, which might be a risk for organizations who need stricter access and privacy control. And as mentioned already, in terms of legal and regulatory requirements, although both do offer version and control, for any organization that requires strict document control in that they need to go back and demonstrate previous versions in terms of, for an example, an audit or litigation, or even just meeting legal requirements for records retention, there's far more capabilities with SharePoint there. So overall, all of those more robust capabilities, even though they are a bit more complex and take more training, really put SharePoint Online ahead of Google Drive in terms of HR SwiftMoney's business needs. So I will turn it over to Chisholm now to elaborate some more on our recommendation.
Thank you so much, Conra. Hi, Professor. I'll be taking recommendations. And just as we've highlighted, the HR team at SwiftMoney would be making use of SharePoint. And I will just be sharing some recommendations on what this team can use SharePoint for as they transition from on-site to fully remote teams. So one of the things we recommend is that SwiftMoney HR should organize HR document libraries, which just simply means that they should set up dedicated document libraries for the HR team on SharePoint. They can create folders like for key areas like onboarding, compliance, payroll, performance management, etc. Also, just to highlight what Conrad just also mentioned, the HR team should also set access levels because SharePoint's permission settings actually makes it possible for teams to control who can view, edit, or share sensitive files. So it's important that the HR team at SwiftMoney makes use of those features for compliance reasons and also data privacy reasons as well. They can also create an onboarding hub and set up training resources. So have a welcome message from leadership, training materials, and training materials and resources on company culture, HR tools, and the likes. And very importantly, the SharePoint should be set up in a way that it enables employees to be able to self-service, meaning that they can go in there, update their personal details, view their pay slips and benefits, and there can be an FAQ section where frequently asked questions are answered, and the employees can always, revert to that section when they have any questions. And the team at the HR team should also use SharePoint to simplify feedback and surveys so they can collect employee feedback on how the employees feel about the culture at SwiftMoney or the policies or remote work. They can also even integrate with tools like Power BI. That's one of the good features of Microsoft in general. So with Power BI, they can analyze the data that they have gotten from employees to just make sense of the feedback they have gotten through SharePoint. They can also use SharePoint, or they should also use SharePoint to support performance reviews. So in terms of automating reminders, that's reminding employees about their performance reviews. They should go and fill the forms. They can upload performance review templates that employees can use, etc. And last but not the least, the HR team at SwiftMoney should use SharePoint to improve communication and collaboration. So, for example, they can link SharePoint with Microsoft Teams to, improve communication. Again, an advantage with SharePoint is that it's within the Microsoft ecosystem. So, integrating with other Microsoft tools is very, very easy. So, the HR team at SwiftMoney should definitely utilize them. And that's pretty much it for recommendations. I would be moving it on to Latoya to talk on conclusion. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Chisholm. Hi, Professor. I'm Latoya, and I'll just go ahead and close us out. We've shared with you how dynamic SharePoint is as a cloud-based solution to meet the needs of SwiftMoney HR to transition to a remote work environment. There have been careful evaluation and consideration, as you've heard from the team throughout the presentation, to arrive at the solution that SwiftMoney should adopt SharePoint as a preferred solution. The team has done an excellent job, I would say, of effectively covering how it facilitates the file organization, storage, and sharing, which are key to the day-to-day functions of the HR department. SwiftMoney values the importance of team engagement and synergy. And this is one of the many features that SharePoint will accommodate with the integration of Microsoft, as the team has shared. It also solves a major concern of security and access, and SharePoint offers that reassurance. In this ever-changing digital landscape, we understand that a solution that works today may not necessarily be ideal for tomorrow. And so it is key that SwiftMoney includes in their strategic plan ways to continuously keep track of changes in trend and adapt accordingly. It's also important that SwiftMoney makes full use of the recommendation provided by Margaret or Chisholm, sorry, to make remote work as effective and to be a continuous solution for the company. We hope that you have found our presentation informative and helpful. If you have any questions, please post them in the chat and a member of our team will be happy to respond. On behalf of the Yellow team, we would like to say thank you for being here.